This is the captain speaking. IHMS techs, report to the cargo hold to begin warning procedures and prepare a popsicle pin. If it's higher than the last run, be advised, bonuses will be cut. Exo, report to the bridge for the shore leave schedule and cargo manifests. Welcome back to Poseidon, everyone.
All right. Long time, no video like this. This is a video that I've been wanting to make about this box arriving for actual years. Years. Not for any fault of the creator. This is a Kickstarter project for Blue Planet Recontact. Lots of things have happened in the world since this project was begun. But perseverance, regular communication, specific communication, and a use of the time for ongoing development has brought us here. Now, as is traditional, this box has received some love from the people whose hands it has passed through, including a not insignificant dent. You know, we look at the sharp corner here compared to the fully rounded shape here, we could say, if I were to use my imagination, what could have caused this alteration of shape? Of an almost deformation, we might say. What could it possibly have been? Strong wind? Harsh language? Maybe it was dropped. Well, we'll find out if that matters. Fingers crossed that it doesn't matter. I have received a few packages from this particular delivery company before and have had no problems. You can see the Zatu, right, or however it's supposed to be pronounced, logo. So I'm going to use this inappropriate tool, which just happens to be here, to get the tape started. See how things go. Right? Oh, so it's one step closer. This is just tape. Yes. This is of immense interest to dogs. I don't know if they'll appear on camera or not. All right. We all know, those of you who are familiar with the channel, long-term viewers will know how much I love this stuff. This time, it's branded. That's interesting. There is a very thin stamp. All right, now, under that top layer of paper, there's nothing. No bubble wrap, no air pillows, nothing. Just the game sitting on less paper than I just removed. Does this thrill me? No. Does the game, do the books, does the package, does the slipcase look damaged? No. Which is good. We'll take a closer look. Don't worry. But it's just literally just in there on top of that. In an otherwise empty box. One box. All right. Corner inspection number 1. Sharp, no problem. Number 2, sharp, no problem. Number 3, sharp, no problem. Number 4, sharp, and no problem. Someone has lovingly started a peel of the shrink wrap for me. But other than that, everything seems fine. What about the books inside the slipcase? I've had this happen a couple of times in the past. One, that the damage somehow left the slipcase unharmed, but the corners of the books inside became damaged, or maybe damaged books were put into a perfectly good slipcase. Hoping that's not the case this time. Also had page problems production problems of pages on books in the past, and hopefully that didn't happen this time either. One of the reasons for my concern, just, let's build some tension before we take the shrink wrap off. Over the years, this game, Blue Planet, in its various iterations, from its first edition through V2, through its revised edition, and now on to this one. Thanks for stepping on the paper. That's helpful. I'll move it. Yes. All of these editions of the game have suffered from what I call the Blue Planet curse. What is the Blue Planet curse, you might ask? Is it about damaged books? Huh. Listen to the story. You two, come on. Yes, hi. Yes, we should have given you a blue hoodie today, not a pink one. The Blue Planet curse has been that anytime I've wanted to play Blue Planet, that's been no problem. Anytime we say we're going to play a campaign of Blue Planet, which I really want to do, something has always gotten in the way. We can run campaigns of any other game, not Blue Planet. I'm hoping that Recontact is the version of the game that helps us break through this bizarre curse. Now, about a year ago, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, we received the final PDFs of this game. We knew it was coming. Just things like the current state of the world have gotten in the way of the final printing. But all of the hurdles have been overcome. I now have it in my hands. This is pretty stunning. Let's stop looking at the outside and let's get into the meat of things. Now, on the screen somewhere, you'll be getting a look inside the pages as I get my look inside the pages. Solid. Really solid. One of the more solid slipcases I have had the pleasure of receiving. Cool. Each book is individually shrink wrapped inside the shrink wrap on the slipcase, which is also awesome. So we have the player's guide and the moderator's guide. This is fairly traditional from V2 onward, that they were split into two. All right. Oh, there's like a little pull tab down there. Let's get this off. Now, that's a sound. Blue Planet, in its original incarnation, was quite deadly. And that was mitigated somewhat in the subsequent versions, V2 and revised. But it still was a game with consequences for violence, which is relevant because the setting is very much a frontier world. It's a new home for humanity in its various incarnations. The original colonists, the Recontact population, and things in between and before. All right. Covers look good. It is a matte finish with a glossy treatment of the title. Very stunning. Nice choice of blue. Horrific looking, as is, usual for the sea. Horrific looking sea creatures. All right. Pretty cool. So let's start with the player's guide. What would be your first impression upon looking into the book? You would find a glossy set of end papers showing the world one of the cool things about this particular version of Blue Planet is that a professional cartographer working with these kinds of maps in the real world was able to give us this fictional world. So the level of scientific realism for the purposes of fiction evident in this edition of the game is an even higher level than ever before. So we mentioned it's a frontier world. This is a world with environments in which no person has ever lived, where there are 2 generations of people from Earth living, and of course the actual native population of this new planet in this new solar system on the other side of a wormhole. Now, as I go through these pages, I hear them separating a little bit, right? Kind of nice. Right, there's that smell of modern printing with full-colored glossy pages. I'm under fluorescence, as you may have noticed, which, if I hold the book, flat in front of me, puts a lot of gloss on the pages. The font is a medium size with kind of a narrow footprint on the page. So for aging eyes, might be harder to read. Not by its size, but in such conditions. If you have a good reading light, I think it'll be quite easy. How can I help you? You all right? Okay. You're all right too? Everybody's all right? So can I finish? All right. Thanks for the interruptions. That's awesome. Moderator's Guide. Same sort of thing. This is likewise designed to fill you in on all the things that you're supposed to know in order to be the voice of the world in which the characters live. There are all sorts of concepts in here which will, I think, be appealing to those who lean toward more the hard science approach to science fiction. There are space stations. There are political concerns. What are we doing? You okay? There are space stations. There are political concerns. There are... Anyway, if you are into fiction like The Expanse for its realistic elements with society and the environment, there's lots here that will compel you. If you are into things like 2001 and its offshoots, there are things in here that you will like. And if you are into Westerns, if you're into monkey wrenching scenarios, if you are into heists and cyberpunk, if you're into genetic uplifting of different species, if you're into pursuits of different technological versus natural solutions for natural problems such as aging and disease, there's a lot in here for you to like. And it's set up that we can come into it looking at the game material half as game material, half as like in-world documentation. We have incredible art showing the scale and silhouette of things. If you are a tiny diver, just how big is this enormous creature that calls these waters home, and what kind of technology and safety precautions are you going to have to take to live in its environment as an interloper on this world? How does space travel work? What kind of weaponry and day-to-day technology makes up the fabric of this setting? It's all here. It's all written from the point of view of excitement and love for the setting. I find it really contagious, and I think you might too. If this is your first time hearing about Blue Planet, well, soon, at point of recording, the books will go into commercial sale. They've held on to them until we could receive them. Another mark of integrity on the part of the producers. So before there's any more craziness from my companion animals, I'll bring this unboxing video to a close. Fingers crossed that there will be Blue Planet campaign videos coming forward, telling everyone, including me, that the curse has been broken. Until the next time, take care.